We are the learners and makers, and it is time to hit the road. For 6 weeks, we'll be road tripping, Disneylanding, and pop-up camping throughout California's deserts, beaches, cities, and redwood forests. It's a big trip during the unpredictable months of February and March. So how in the world are we preparing for 6 weeks of travel? Here are 5 ways we got ready to hit the road.
As we were getting ready to embark on our 6-week road trip adventure, naturally, we knew there'd be a few things to, fix up in the camper. And there's no one we can turn to like Fix-It Anthony. No.
Or me. I mean, we just are not super, fix it up. That's just not our skill set. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the day is the day. We are going to try to fix our heater so that we can be warm.
Today on This Old Camper, we're gonna take this propane heater and get it warm again.
Can you see the vent?
Everything I can see, this is incredibly clean.
Okay.
So, if
Can
there were
you
any
find-
sort of infestation, they're very tidy infestors.
The tidiest bugs and mices there ever were.
Since everything looks clean inside the heater assembly itself, we're starting with what we think is the most likely culprit, the thermostat.
I do need a flat head.
Okay. Snazzy new one.
Okay, let me get this here. And this one.
Now we've hopefully managed to kind of smoosh the wire in under its contact screw.
So the fan is going. But it's just blowing cold air. The igniter, possibly thermostat. Something is not letting it kick over to heat.
But we did have a few things that needed to be sorted out. On the tongue jack, there's this little wheel that goes up and down, and we had a little mishap with that over the summer. So we had to have that fixed. When you pop up a pop-up camper, there's a little cable that gets tighter as the camper goes up, and that's basically what you watch to make sure you don't over crank and, break the cables that are inside, which I can't even imagine how
Oh my gosh.
horrible that would be. And last but not least, our heater wasn't working.
Yeah, and we knew we might be running into some very cold temperatures, and so we wanted to get that fixed. One thing that if you do need a few repairs done while camper, RV, whatever, just be aware there is such a thing as RV repair season. That we ran into this, and of course it's during the off season in the winter, and so we didn't really schedule any repairs in early. And I mean, I thought I was early. It was like a month before we were leaving.
It was January when we were looking into this.
Was it that early?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a month before we were leaving,
Mm-hmm.
nobody had spots until like April, and so we were really lucky to find a place that could do it.
One of the things we get asked about is naturally we are a family of 4 with 2 growing, constantly hungry children. How in the world do we eat on the road while camping for over a month without breaking the bank? It's a great question. So we thought we'd go through just a few of the things we do to maintain balanced, budget-friendly, tasty eating on the road.
I think we might want to do a more extensive video of our on-the-road food. So if that's something that will interest you, go ahead and let us know in the comments because, yeah, if this isn't extensive enough, maybe you want to look into that.
Yeah, bring those travel and food questions. We got you.
One of the things we do for food while we are camping is we go grocery shopping more often than what we do at home because we just don't have the storage space for much and we don't have a refrigerator. We are just using a cooler.
We also usually tie this in with when we are changing campgrounds. While we're on the way from one place to another, we find a grocery store along the way and do a quick grocery stop. Often we'll also dovetail that into grabbing lunch. Like one of the supermarkets we love to go to, Winco Foods, often has like great like deli sandwiches and things like that that are really cost effective, and then it's one less stop because you're doing more in one errand.
The other thing that we do for food, because we don't have a refrigerator, is that we mostly eat pre-cooked meats, so that may be like a rotisserie chicken or some sort of sausage that is already cooked through, and we're just kind of warming it up or browning it in order to bring in more flavor. And then we do utilize a lot of canned foods and boxed kind of mixes. Think like rice-a-roni and mac and cheese and different kind of pasta, rice things.
Oh yeah, canned beans, canned mushrooms, canned tomatoes.
Pickled
beets are a family favorite. Those are things we often keep on hand. We do have a cooler, so we have some cold storage, but really we've decided that the fridge in the camper itself works best as a cabinet.
These have been a favorite for making easy dinners. Yeah, we got some beans and veg, peppers, and some summer squash this time. And we've got a rice all cooked up with a can of tomatoes. And then we will have chicken from a rotisserie chicken and some cojita cheese and some chips.
For our 6-week trip, we knew we might be in places where we might encounter mosquitoes, but our biggest concern was ticks. Even in winter or early spring, ticks can be active if the daytime temperature is above freezing. The tick we might have to watch out for, the Lyme disease spreading western black-legged tick, can be active in winter, so we wanted to be prepared. Our Ranger Ready picaridin sprays can go on our skin, and we also like that they don't have some of the same body or environmental concerns as DEET sprays.
Ranger Ready also has another formula which uses permethrin. That is designed for use on fabric, and we packed some of that as well for spraying on our pants, camp chairs, or even the canvas around the door of our pop-up camper.
If you want a reliable, family-friendly pest repellent that doesn't have DEET and can be used on skin and gear, we recommend you check out Ranger Ready's lineup of picaridin and permethrin repellents.
Ranger Ready has given us a special code so that you can get 10% off of your order. Just head to the link in our description and use the code LEARNERS and MAKERS. This particular trip, we decided not to take our kayaks because it was a little too cold, really, for kayaking and for the equipment that we have. And also, we thought we were going to be in the desert the whole time.
But even if we hadn't been, we still would not have been kayaking
No.
on this trip.
No.
No.
So we left those home. If you've seen our previous month-long camping trip, kayaking was a huge part of it. You can check that playlist out if you want to see kind of how we use the kayaks before.
There's also a lot of other things that just aren't in our camping style. We've seen videos where some folks, they'll bring like blenders, they've got RVs that are more, macked out with microwaves and stuff like that. We don't have those in the pop-up. So, you know, we just keep it a little simpler. We've got our camp stove, we've got a cooler, good to go.
Yep, so, and we also don't pack any really disposable plates and even napkins. We use cloth napkins at home and we use cloth napkins when we're camping. And so we have a nice set of, they're plastic plates that we use, and it's really, they take up way less space than a stack
Oh my gosh.
of paper plates, and
We have less trash.
less trash, and it's just, honestly, I think easier. We've got a really good dishwashing routine.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
No.
We have to wash the dishes anyway, so a few plates is not a big deal.
Yeah. Part of the thing with how we do our dishes and napkins and such, there are the things that we pack for a trip, but there are also the things that just stay packed. In the camper, we usually just keep on hand things that are just for the camper. So something like the camp stove, the camp chairs, our camping napkins, plates, silverware. We have dedicated things for camping, and those things just live in the camper. We just make sure they're nice and clean when we put them away, and then they're just ready to go. All we need to throw in is our whatever we're taking for that specific trip, and we can just one less thing to deal with.
I mean, we could literally hitch up, hit the grocery store on the way out of town,
Yeah.
and go if we wanted to, especially just for like a weekend trip. That's one of the things that we love about our pop-up camper, is just how less packing we have to do than when we did tent camping.
Oh my gosh, yeah. When it comes to what we did pack, when it comes to clothes, we basically packed enough clothes for each person, so we had enough outfit changes to get through like 5 to 7-ish days. Usually, and you know, you're camping, so sometimes you might wear things a couple times. So we would usually do laundry around every 10 days or so, usually timing that with, say, if we had a motel night somewhere, like in Santa Barbara, we had a day we were just going out and about, so we did laundry and just kind of explored around a little bit.
Because when we go on trips like this that are longer, we are working as well as schooling, as well as sightseeing. We do take a lot of tech with us. And so because we do that, we always have it. The pop-up camper is not to secure. I mean, it's a tent still. It's not like you can leave any of that in there. So it all lives in the car so that it's secure. And this time we also took the kids' iPads. Usually we do not take their iPads when we go camping. That's our own family rule. Camping, we don't really need to be playing Minecraft while we're camping. But because we had 4,000...
Was it 4,530, something like that?
miles
Yeah.
that we were going, we definitely wanted that as an option for our road trip portions. And honestly now too, Connor in particular does so much of his school on the iPad as well. So we couldn't just like leave it home this time.
Thank you so much for joining us as we prepare for our 6-week adventure. You can follow this and our other everyday adventures on Instagram at Learners and Makers and on TikTok.
Yep, we are officially on TikTok. So if you would like to come join us over there, we're having a lot of fun.
That's right. For more in-depth family travel and disabled travel articles, you can also see our website, learnersandmakers.com. On YouTube, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified when we drop our next video. But one more thing.
Don't forget to check out that link for Ranger Ready bug sprays. You will not regret it. And use the code Learners and Makers to get 10% off your order. In the description below. Okay, we'll see you guys
next time. Bye.
Bye.